Well, for those of you who are at home and can't see, it's such a room of beautiful people. Beautiful people up here, beautiful people in here. I love you all. Tonight we celebrate our NATCA brothers and sisters who have shown their tremendous dedication to ensuring that the national airspace system is indeed the safest airspace system in the world. While the Archer League Medal of Safety Awards demonstrate the amazing saves of our air traffic control brothers and sisters, Region X Commitment to Safety Award demonstrates that all members of NATCA are dedicated to the safety and well-being of the flying public and the NAS. The Region X Commitment to Safety Award is given annually to a Region X member who has shown a profound dedication to ensuring the safety of the NAS. I'm honored to present this year's award to Bruce Williams. Thank you, Thank you, Don Smith, for recognizing Bruce's career-long accomplishments for the NAS. Bruce began his career with the FAA in 1995, working in the Spectrum Engineering Group, mitigating radio frequency interference, or RFI, and has continued that work over the past 28 years. At any time, a pilot or controller is unable to communicate with one another, or when the degradation of the signal within the NAS due to radio frequency interference, the ability of an air traffic controllers to perform their jobs are compromised. When this occurs, Bruce puts on his detective hat and works the problem. Bruce joined NATCA in 2001, has been involved in several national technical challenges, including frequency divestiture and the recent 5G mobile telephone system launch. To get radio interference problems solved quicker, his team has developed real-time frequency analysis platform to identify radio interference critical to NAS communications. Over the course of Bruce's career, he has seen RFI ranging from CB radios to terminal doppler radios to commercial radio stations and everything in between. As technology advances, so does the chance that something will negatively affect communications between controllers and pilots. The investigation and mitigation of identifying these issues range from a simple fix to very complex investigations that take months or even years. Using information received from reports by air traffic controllers, Bruce uses a variety of methods to determine the source of the problem. Sometimes that information comes from the time of day and the type of interference reported. For example, if the interference is coming from a local radio station, knowing the genre of the music goes a long way towards finding and identifying the source of the solution. However, Bruce's job does not only deal with investigating unintentional interference. He also investigates incidents of intentional interference aimed at disrupting the NAS. Early in his career, Bruce participated in a 2 years long joint investigation between the FAA, the Federal Communications Commission, and the Federal Bureau of Investigations to identify the source of frequency jamming impacting Atlanta Center and Atlanta Tower. Bruce not only provided the FBI with the information needed to serve the warrant on the perpetrator's home, he also participated in the search and seizure of the jamming equipment being used. The perpetrator was arrested, tried, and convicted of intentionally disrupting the air traffic controller signals and served 2 years in jail. Thank you, Bruce. In the past 2 years alone, Bruce has investigated and resolved several instances of radio frequency interference impacting Indianapolis Center, Regional Southwest Fort Myers International Airport, Miami Center, Atlanta Center, Wilmington International Airport, and the Miami ATCT. Despite his overarching commitment to the safety of the NAS, Bruce remains humble, often crediting his brothers and sisters within air traffic control for providing him with the key information that he needs to do his analysis. Bruce's dedication is not only on full display when there is a high visibility issue, but what makes Bruce special is what he does when nobody is looking. The consummate professional, ensuring that the safety of the flying public. We could not be prouder of Bruce as a region or as a union for this well-deserved recognition. Had the chance to meet Bruce this week, and what's immediately evident is his kindness, his confidence, and the reactions of those who know him. Simply, everybody lights up when they see Bruce. It takes a village to teach, guide, advise, and course correct each and every one of us Tonight, Bruce brings to this event his beautiful family with their beautiful souls. His village includes his mother, Florence, his first grade teacher, and his aunt, Classy. Most important, the next generation, his daughter, Christina. You all have known for a very long time how special Bruce is as a family. Now, his entire NATCA family, his village at work, also does. I'd like you all to thank and welcome Bruce to the stage.
I'm truly honored, truly honored. I thank you so much for the introduction, Brad. I couldn't have said it better. It's awesome. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. This is an auspicious occasion. It is wonderful, and you all look wonderful. I can't say enough about what air traffic means to me and what it means to the organization. I first of all want to give God the honor, give him the honor for what he's done for me. It's without his grace, I couldn't do anything. So I just want to say thank you, Lord. And I also want to thank my family. Thank you for the introduction, but I'd like to have my family stand up. First of all, my mother, retired. Allow me to brag just a little bit. Retired Air Force Major Florence Lloyd, Vietnam vet, by the way. A flight nurse as well. So my daughter, Christina, who's a second-year law student at Howard University, please stand. My first grade teacher, who's also my aunt, Classy West. And her daughter, my cousin Allison, who's 20 years with the Los Angeles Times, also Essence, and also, I think, one of the other organizations she also, Essence, yeah. Allison. And my youngest brother, David, who is an IT manager at Georgia Tech. Please, David, would you please stand up? And last but not least, my best friend, Brother Michael Nassau. Please stand up. He's an author. Thank you so much. I also want to thank Don Smith for nominating me. He's very, very honest and very direct and also very confident. And Don, I want you to stand up if you don't mind, please. Thank you. So quickly, very quickly, I want to explain that when I started working for the FAA, actually in 1987, I discovered two primary things about my position. That in technical ops, my job is to support air traffic and their air traffic function. And secondly, air traffic drives requirements. And as they support the needs and they meet the needs of the aviation industry, my job is to support them. So to establish some clarity, my primary job in spectrum engineering is to mitigate or to resolve radio frequency interference for you air traffic controllers. The job is sometimes difficult, but I actually love the job. For air traffic controllers, RFI, or radio frequency interference, would be defined as noise or static A lot of times it's defined as bleed over, if you will. In recent years, I've adopted a collateral duty also working with communications. So I love both of these jobs. They're difficult, and a lot of people don't like them, but I actually love them. And so they require a lot of questioning, a lot of observation, and thinking. In essence, asking and seeking and knocking. I don't believe that you determine what you do in life. I believe you discover what it is that you do in life. And so with that, my discovery, and looking back, I recognize that seminal moment when I was a kid, about 11 years old, and I'll give you the anecdote if you don't mind. When I was 11, living in Augusta, Georgia, I lived with my grandmother, and she had a daily process by which she listened to rock and soul radio on her receiver, on her radio. And then she transitioned over to her stereo. And then in the afternoon, she went on to listen to or watch television, soap operas specifically. As this went on, over the years, we started to develop interference or noise. And what I noticed was that a neighbor across the street had a very big antenna. And with that antenna, it turns out he was transmitting CB. And that CB was being received at our home. Now, back in those days, there was a company called AT&T who was the only real bell in town. And they had a commercial where they guaranteed that their fidelity or there would be no noise or no static on the line as you were talking. And so as an 11-year-old, I took them up on that promise, and I made a phone call to the operator. And I asked the operator, I said, "Ma'am, we're getting noise on our phone. I don't know exactly where it's coming from, but I think it's the guy across the street." About 5 or 6 weeks later, 2 gentlemen with white shirts on and skinny black ties showed up at the house, and they served that gentleman. You see, that was actually my first RFI resolution. Well before I started this occupation called the FAA. And that is my point in that you don't actually determine what you do in life, you discover what it is that you do in life. So with that, I would say my job really hasn't changed very much. It's the same job that I had when I was 11 years old. It's a bit more complex, but now I have the help of an organization called NATCA, and I have the help of Region X, I have the help of you air traffic controllers. When I ask those Columbo-like questions, like if I could just get one more question from you, when I ask those questions, I'm asking them for a reason, because the more that a problem is defined, the better it is. The more that the problem is defined, the better it is understood. So in time, the more that I ask the questions, the better I get the result. My job hasn't changed very much, and I appreciate all of the help over these 36 years. And I want to say that I applaud your professionalism as air traffic controllers, all of you. Whether we have a budget or not, whether we have storms or not, or whether we're able to get through this continuing resolution or not, it's very important for us to all recognize that as air traffic controllers, your job is to get us efficiently and safely from point A to point B every day. And you do it very, very well. In closing, I encourage you to remain vigilant and to fight the good fight in spite of all of the obstacles that we face, and continue to pursue the same clarity that I sought when I was 11 years old. I thank God for the unspeakable gift, and I really appreciate this Archie Award. It confirms and it affirms that together we will succeed. Thank you very much.